Drop servicing is a business model that you can do at home in your pajamas or lack of pajamas and make tens of thousands of dollars potentially every single month. It's where you sell services that you don't actually fulfill yourself. You've probably heard of drop shipping before. It's kind of like that, but with services. With drop shipping, you are selling products that you don't actually warehouse and ship and manufacture yourself. With drop servicing, you're doing the same thing except for services offered. This could be online services or it could be more traditional in-person type services. We're going to cover both in this video. It's the same idea really as a car salesman. A car salesman is selling a car and they make a commission on the car. Even though they didn't actually build the car, they didn't actually design the car, they really had nothing to do with the car except for selling it, but they still make money off of the sale because they're adding the value of finding a customer and facilitating the deal. So more simply put, drop servicing is connecting freelancers or contractors with potential customers. Now, I have seen a lot online about drop servicing and how it's this miracle way to make hundreds of thousands of dollars with very little work, and I want to get that out of the way first. It's, no way to make a lot, there's no way to make a lot of money extremely easily, at least for a long period of time. If you find a way to make a lot of money easily, chances are other people are going to figure it out, and then the amount of profit that you can make goes down. There will be hard work to this, but it is very possible to make a lot of money with this. And this term in general, drop servicing, I haven't heard of this term until recently, but when I dug in, I was like, okay, this is something that I have a deep understanding of as a service business owner myself. I have a moving and storage business that I grew up to almost 100 employees at its peak when I was 21 years old. I've had pool cleaning businesses. I've helped grow home cleaning businesses. I've had online businesses. So I feel like I'm uniquely positioned to talk about drop servicing, how you may want to consider going about this, and some things you may want to think of before you hop into one service or another or get things started. So let's talk about how you would go about drop servicing. So first we're going to start with online, more digital type services, and then I'm going to give you another perspective after that. So the first thing that you want to do is to find a service. Now you want to focus on a service that there are plenty of people offering and there are plenty of people who want that service. You want a high competition area because if you're facilitating this kind of deal, the value add here needs to be marketing, reliability, and communication. You're gonna see that concept repeated over and over in this video. So you want people who already want that service, and you want the fact that there's already people offering this service. There's two keys there for drop servicing. Now there's one way that you can do this by going to the Google Ads keyword search. You just have to make a Google Ads account and you're able to use their search tool. So on here, I have two searches. I have logo design and business card design as just two potential options. Now there's a million different options that you could do. So we can see logo design is more popular. 100,000 to 1 million average monthly searches with a high competition, which I believe is actually a good thing. And the bid ranges between $2.72 to $13.84. And then I search business card design, which is more niche, more specific, and that has about 10x fewer searches, still high competition, and about half the ad rates. So in this case, I think it's actually better to carve out a niche. Logo design might be a little bit on the big side as far as marketing goes, because you're going to have to market this service and present yourself as, the best option or one of the best options. So in this case, I would probably choose business card design and then maybe focus on that smaller niche, which is still big, but a smaller niche compared to just logo design. Carve out your niche there, and then if that's successful, expand to other services. So you start with business card design, then maybe you get into logo design or product design, or there's a million different design aspects. And then from here, you need to find someone who already offers that service and does a good job. Now, the golden source for this is Fiverr. I'll have this link below and you'll actually save some money on your first purchase on Fiverr. But I just search business card design here, and we can see most of these design services are offered very, very cheaply. $15, $20. Here's one for $100 for more of a professional type, it's a studio. $50, they range all over the place. If we do pro services, I'm sure they're more expensive. So pro services, $250, $200, $200. Okay, so if we look at the pro services, this is really your competition. Your competition isn't so much the non-pro services here at a far cheaper rate. But what you'll want to do here is to find a few providers, maybe 3 to 5 providers who offer a very, very good service here. They're very skilled at making business cards. And then you want to provide value on top of that, because it's not as simple as just finding someone who's good at it and then just upselling it and thinking you're going to run away with profit. You have to actually provide value on top of this if you want to be successful. And I think that's where a lot of the confusion comes in with drop servicing. Also with drop shipping, kind of the same deal. With drop servicing, it's not as easy as just connecting two to two, because if there's no extra value provided, your average customer is just going to go to Fiverr. Why would they go to you and pay more? Because you have to make your profit as well. So you have to provide more value. Now, one thing, I've used Fiverr tons of times, probably at least 50 times for various little design things, research, things like that. But one issue with Fiverr, even though it's very cheap, is communication. Communication is tough, and a lot of people aren't willing to put up with having to explain things in more granular details, having to go do the back and forth. And if you could develop a system where your communication flow with your customer is much better and you're communicating on the back end, or you have some kind of connection with a service provider already, you know how to communicate to them and direct them properly, that's a value add right there. Now, marketing is another value add. How do you get this in front of customers? Now that of course is extremely broad. You could do Google ads, you could do Facebook ads, you could start a TikTok account and start posting content there. There's a million ways that you can do marketing. That's ultimately going to be the hardest aspect, the hardest way to facilitate all of this. So step one, you find the service that you want to offer. Step two, you find great service providers and figure out what your value add is going to be. How are you going to make average quality better? How are you going to make communication better? Step three, you set up your business and your brand. You set it up for marketing. That's going to be ultimately the more tough aspect. There's a million ways to market a business. Then 5, scale, acquire more customers and acquire more freelancers to facilitate the work from you, build out systems and processes. Now, it's not as easy as it sounds, especially on the marketing end. There are many people who are going to be marketing this. It's going to take a lot of trial and error. It's not going to be easy, but of course, anything that's worth it generally isn't easy. Now, I do want to give another example here that in some ways it's going to be easier, and in other ways it's going to be slightly harder. And that is with real, in-person, physical services. Now, this is where my expertise really lies, so that's why it always pops in my head. With these real services, they actually are underrepresented, because something like logo design or something online is so easy to do. You can just do it from your computer. You can do it from anywhere. It's so easy to post an ad. That's kind of the cooler side of this, where in-person service businesses like lawn mowing, home cleaning, moving, that kind of thing is looked at as less cool, and I feel like in general, younger people don't really think so much of those services as an option. And I think that the opportunity with drop servicing might actually be larger on the local type service end. And the reason for that is marketing. The hardest part about the digital end is going to be marketing, where on the in-person end, the marketing aspect is going to be much, much easier. Let me just explain further. So this is how I would do it. And I've seen it done. I've seen this done with cleaning businesses. I know 2 completely separate people, don't even know each other, who have done drop servicing. I don't think they even knew to call it drop servicing with cleaning businesses. One person makes about $200,000 per month in revenue with their cleaning business. They still operate it. And I know another person who started a cleaning business using only contractors, and they scaled to 10 locations in their first year with about 30 cleaners, and they ended up just selling it off about 2 years in. So I know that this is possible, but this is how you would do it with a local service business. So first, again, you would want to find your service. Now, the type of service here is pretty open. You could do home cleaning, you could do pool cleaning, you could do locksmith service, you could do pest control service, any kind of home service. Now, the way to find a good one here is a little bit different than just a basic Google search. How you'd want to do it here is to, you come up with an idea, okay, I think this niche would be good, and then call 5 to 10 different service providers in the area that you're looking to set up this drop servicing business. Call them and just see how the calls go. See how busy they are, see what their rates are, and see what their level of customer service is. If their rates are high and they're busy and their customer service sucks, that is the industry and the area you want to focus on, because there is a huge need to be filled. That's like the perfect trifecta, if you will. If that's there, there's a ton of opportunity. So then step two, let's say you found the niche that you want to go with. We're just going to use cleaning for the example here because I've seen it done twice successfully. You want to find your service providers. Now this is going to be the toughest part on this end because it's hard. I mean, it's hard to find good work, but there are smaller companies and smaller solo operators who do a good job. However, their communication with customers, their marketing is not good. And this is especially true for cleaning businesses and landscaping businesses. So you may want to communicate with and talk to, in person would be best, some local services as options. You know, potentially a small company that has like a couple good Google reviews, you can talk to them, feel them out, and just open the possibility of sending them jobs and paying them X amount, and try to build up a few different providers like that, and just say, you know, it's someone who's already offering the service, hey, I'll send you a job at this rate. If I send you that job, can you knock that out for me? Easy to do. Now, step three, you make your business, just like the digital version, you make your business, except with making your business, this one's going to be slightly easier on the marketing end, because all you need to do on the marketing end is you just need to be good at making a Google My Business page, getting your first bulk reviews. If you can get over 10 reviews, you'll start getting phone calls on a Google My Business. If you can get over 50 reviews, 5 stars, you will be ranked basically number one in your area for most services. So the goal is to get 50 as quick as possible. So that might mean offering the service a little bit cheaper at front, or offering discounts for reviews, you know, just doing ways to build up reviews and building up that social proof in your area. Of course, build a website for the business. And then marketing. Marketing your business beyond just the Google My Business, you'll want to focus on a few major things with local service businesses that other local service businesses are terrible about. First, communication. Most of the time when you want to hire a company, you call, 5, 10 different places. Most of them don't answer. You leave voicemails. Most don't even return the voicemail. The ones that do answer have really high rates, and generally they're not very good on the phone. That's very easy to fix, just simply answering the phone and being friendly. That's a huge plus right there. Having a decent website. You don't need to have like a great website for a service business, but just one that doesn't have spelling errors, or readable, it's clickable. You don't need much for a local service business website. And then reliability. You want to ensure that people are actually going to show up, because that again is a major issue with local service businesses. If you can get contractors who will actually show up, and you can incentivize this as well. You can build systems. You can build a system where we pay you X amount for doing the job, but we pay you 20% more if you show up on time. You can build little systems like that with contractors to incentivize doing it how you actually want it done. And then in this system, in order to scale out quality, you can build additional systems like having an online portal where they take a picture of their work completed, they upload that, you can make sure that it's done properly, you can do follow-up calls with customers. There are ways to do this. And then of course, scaling and making money. Now with this, it's all about finding, again, that area that high prices, charging high prices, terrible customer service, and they're busy. So if you're competing against businesses who aren't that great and they're busy, it is very easy to win. So I want to show some examples here on the computer. This is my local area. I just searched landscaping near me, and just looking at the Google My Business, yes, there's a few businesses here with good reviews. There's some 5-star businesses, only a couple with actual ads. This one's rated very well, 4.9 stars. They have 72 reviews. But you can see if you had 50 reviews, it'd be very easy to land high on this. But in this area, this is for landscaping, there's probably 300,000 people and 100,000 houses with yards for potential customers just in this area. And you can see their competition is not that high. Same goes with pool cleaning. I mean, just in my neighborhood, there's 500 houses with pools, just in my neighborhood. So in this area, we're talking tens of thousands of pools, and very few companies that you're competing against that have great reviews, and the ones that do have good reviews, a lot of them just don't have that many. So yes, there are good local service businesses, but the competition is not that high, because generally for any local service business, there's like 4 to 5 companies that do a good job, and then the rest aren't very great. Like let's be honest, most service businesses, most service providers kind of suck on one aspect or another. So there is definitely some value to be added here with the consistency and the reliability and the quality end on local service businesses. Also, if you do happen to be interested in the moving and storage industry, you'll want to check out my link down in the description for my school that covers everything from starting a moving company, from your very first job, how to do literally everything, to your first $1 million in sales. That's linked down in the description if you're interested in the moving industry. So in summary, with drop servicing, you can either go the digital route or you can go the in-person route. There's not a right or a wrong way to do this. Maybe you want to try both ways and see which one is most well suited to you. And there is the potential to earn tons of money here. I personally know people who have earned tons of money doing similar things, even though they probably didn't know it was called drop servicing. There's a potential to earn a ton of money here, but it's not easy. It's not easy to do, and if you can crack this nut, you can make buco bucks. That's the thing. If you can crack the nut, you can make tons of money, and that's why I think it's something worth talking about and worth exploring more if you have an entrepreneurial mind, an entrepreneurial spirit. You've been thinking about starting some kind of business. It's pretty exciting. So I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you have a profitable day.